Selena. It's a bad baby. Oak Cliff girl. Can't make you change my world. Damn, you're so fine, girl. Oak Cliff girl. Put them heels on and prove.
Welcome to Selena's Couch, where you are welcome to be free to be yourself. So you can lay your head on my couch, on my pillows.
It's all good, we can do whatever we wanna do now. I'm in my bag right now, and I got a feeling, babe, yeah. You gon' be my number one lover. Spend the night making love to each other, with the lights on top of the covers. Just me and you, babe. And I feel like you're my
love you to Reese's Pieces.
Get you a word. Nana nana boo boo.
Hey y'all. I'm really kind of sad today. One of my favorite singers, Angie Stone, tragically died in a car accident. I don't know if you guys are aware of it. And she was one of my favorite singers. Even when I was a teenager, is when when I first heard of her album. I think I don't know how. I think maybe I was 16 or 15, and I liked her voice even then. It's just really tragic when some of the people that you grow up listening to, and then they die or they get killed or something like that. But like I said, tomorrow's not promised to none of us. We really definitely need to take every day as a gift and really just be thankful and treat the people that we have around us, treat the people with love as much as we can, and show people that we love them and care for them, and just make sure that our heart is right and our soul is right. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, all of us, as my grandmother would always tell me, how death is a part of life, and we all gonna have to experience death. And it's just unfortunate. And it kind of plays into what I'm going to be talking about today. I don't want to make this a color issue, even though a lot of people will make it, and even not so much just people making it, even, some of the, the young man that I'm going to be talking about today, he had a certain preference. And unfortunately, we can't go by color. We have to go by the character of people in this day and time. And so it kind of plays into, this, because like I said, I'm pretty sure he didn't think that that day was going to be his last day. But unfortunately, that's why we have to be careful of the things we say. I'm not saying that we ain't going to have our days, because I had my day the other day, and I still stand on everything I said. Like I said, the only person I have to take account to is God, and a few people that I trust and love, and they want to see me do well, because we all have to have some type of accountability, whether we believe in a God, whether we believe in a person that we care about. We have to have accountability. If we don't live a life of accountability, we will live any type of way. And like I said, back to Angie Stone, because me, I talk about a lot of different things at one time. But back to Angie Stone, I hope she is resting in heaven, that she's finally at peace. And because she was definitely she was one of those artists. Going back to her, she was one of those artists, was like a forerunner for a lot of young artists today. Even though she didn't make it commercially, the commercial success like some other artists like Beyonce, Rihanna, she was a star on her own. She didn't need to have that, you know. Um, and so let's just try to focus on living a better life. How about that? Let's just try to treat people like we want to be treated for the most part. And let's just try to be better human beings all around, even if we have our days. But let's remember that we are all on borrowed time, and none of us are promised another day. It's just God giving us grace and mercy to have another day. So, and shout out to Angie Stone. My prayers and condolences are to her family, even to the young man that I'll be talking about. My prayers goes out to his family because they are losing someone that they loved and cared for. So, regardless of people's choices and the things that they, have made on this earth, you still have some people that love them, and so they're going to miss them. So I would like to speak to Gamma. Hey, social media. Gamma, I appreciate you coming through. Cutting Edge, how are you? CC. Who else? Hey, Y, how are you? What's good? Naomi. Um, yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I appreciate you guys coming through. I'm going to share this with you. And I'm gonna put my link in the platform, and maybe like a little bit after I do my commentary. And I want to see what y'all think about this, and I'm not gonna make this too long because I'm gonna be out and about. But so I really should have did this much earlier like I planned, but had some other things that I was doing around the house. So and the reason why I have hashtag Team White Girls was because the young man, Telvin, I believe I'm or pronouncing his name correctly. He had a hashtag where he said Team White Girls. Basically, he didn't like black women as far as dating. He liked only white women, and I think personally that's okay. The only thing that I kind of don't understand when black men and black women, because black women do the same thing when they get with someone of the other ethnic group, they down all black men, or they down all black women, and it's like, to me that's some of self-hatred to me, because your mama was black, your daddy was black, you black, and we have to remember all people are not the same. All white people are not racist. All black people are not ignorant. All black people are dumb, or can't read, because they always say a lot of black people don't read. A lot of black people do read. So we generalize people. We hold prejudice towards people because of their color. And we have to remember that behind color, there's the character of the person. That's what you should be looking at. You shouldn't be looking at how a person, what color they are. Now, we all have our preferences. Some of us like different things, and that's fine. But don't down where you come from. Don't down your ethnic group because of a few people that you've had bad experiences with. That's what I don't like. People can date who they want to date. I'm thinking about, dating out of my ethnic group with someone. So it like I said, it's nothing wrong with it. Look at the character. What does a person bring to your life? What does a person bring or take? What are the more of the pros than the cons? Those are things you look at. And most of these folks, they just they're ignorant. And I don't really like saying things about people that have passed on, but the truth is the truth. And we allow our ignorance to help we make bad decisions because of our ignorance of people. Had this young man been looking at the character of a woman, but because of his immaturity and because of his ignorance, he chose someone with some bad characteristics, and it ended up causing him his life, unfortunately. But that's just a part of growing up and being immature, unfortunately, he didn't get a chance to mature into the full man that he should have, been. If you could hold on just a second, I'm going to share this. Go ahead and play it. Thank you so much for being patient. I hope I spoke to everybody. But yeah, I want to talk a little bit about this. This is pretty interesting to me. It says a black man killed by his white girlfriend after dissing a black women, teen white girls. And this is coming from Hype. And I put the link in the description box. So if you guys would like to check out the whole video in its entirety, please go and check that out. It's on Hype, and this is under fair use. Let me make sure I have my little banner up. So, and this is under fair use, copyright under section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance and made for fair use purposes such as criticism, comment, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. So I want to make sure I put that in there just in case, because you know how YouTube is. They be wanting to share your monetization. Hey Katie, how are you? So I'm gonna play this, and then I'm gonna put my link up probably like I said, maybe in the mid part of my commentary, and have people come up if you would like to discuss this.
Now, everyone is talking about this fatal shooting that will take place in Georgia this past weekend, which involved a white woman killing her black boyfriend. The incident took place in Waynesboro, Georgia, approximately a 2.5-hour drive out of Atlanta.
Okay, again, I'm gonna say this because I get some people that do not listen. They don't practice active listening skills. To me, this is not about color. To me, this is about the character of a person. So let's just make that clear. I do not have a problem with people dating outside of their ethnic group. That is a personal choice. My thing is, don't down your own ethnic group because you think somebody's other ethnic group is better than yours. At the end of the day, it's about character. It's about what that person has to offer on the inside of them, what they do for your life. That's what I'm more looking at.
According to the Shade Room, who would report the story, the Burke County Sheriff said a fatal shooting over the weekend that claimed the life of Telvin Osborne was not accidental, and that his girlfriend, Hannah Cobb, is a suspect. In a news conference, Waynesboro, Georgia Sheriff Alfonso Williams held a news conference Tuesday afternoon, stating both parties had been drinking and there was a confirmed altercation before the shooting. Now, investigators say they found Osborne in the master bedroom with a gunshot wound to the chest. He was pronounced dead at the hospital. Now, multiple news outlets have also reported that Cobb was the person who notified authorities of the shooting and was applying pressure to the wound as the police arrived. In addition, she would tell authorities she and Osborne had been out all night. She was checking her firearm and the gun went off.
Most of that is I wasn't there. None of us were there. But to me that sounds suspicious. What do you leave in the club and you are already drunk? What do people usually do? Most of the time, couples, once they drunk, either they have sex or they get into arguments about something, right? And why is it that after you come from the club having a good time, you're drinking, you're feeling good, why would you be having a gun in your hand? See, that kind of stuff doesn't make sense to me. Let me keep going.
Hitting Osborne. However, according to Sheriff
Hey,
Williams
Sassy.
during a news
Hey,
conference,
Carl.
he would inform viewers regarding the
Right.
misinformation that has been spread about the case, including the suspect cleaning the weapon. Williams would say at no point during the investigation was there any information about a person cleaning a weapon. Now, in the wake of Osborne's death, his alleged tweets are now surfacing where he has talked negatively about black women. Allegedly, Osborne's old Twitter account features the user.
It says, I love them white girls. They already know. Tell Bo in between. Tell Bo in between. Hashtag Team White Girls. Hashtag Team Snow Bunnies. And this was in July of 2012. White girls are fun.
Name White Girls Are Fun. hasn't been active since July 2012. Now, in the bio of the account, it reads, I love them white girls they already know. Tailbow in between, tailbow in between. Hashtag team white girls. Hashtag snow bunnies. Other tweets under his profile said, hashtag team white girls. White girls over black girls. Another Facebook post from 2021 shows the former couple together with the caption reading, I'll kill for her. I'll kill about her. I ain't scared to say I'll die about her.
And your words, what you typed, what this young man typed ended up being his destiny, which is unfortunate. And God rest his soul. Again, my heart goes out to his family and his friends. But I'll kill for her. I'll kill about her. I ain't scared to say I'll die about her. And that's exactly what happened. The woman that he put in such a high esteem, the woman that he put above any other woman, especially black women, was the same woman that took his life. Interesting.
Now, there was also a alleged message that he would release on his Facebook, which would say, I'll F a dog before I F a black bee. It gotta be a white dog, though. Now, after
I'll F. Oh, let me go back to that. This is interesting. It says, say he'll F a white dog before a white dog before he'll F a black girl. So basically he's saying that he would commit bestiality with a white dog before he F a black girl. That's what it says up here. And this was in July the 20th, 2014. And this is what he put.
Which would say, I'll F a dog before I F a black bee. It gotta be a white dog, though. Now, after this new information was released to the public, many had a change of opinion towards the case, specifically how Osborne disparaged and talked down on black women in favor of white women. One of Osborne.
Listen, I'm not going to deny the fact. Let me tell you this. All women have a little bit of crazy in them. Black, Hispanic, white, Asian, and some a lot more than others. It does not matter what race of women that you go to. There's going to be some women that are going to be crazy in every group. Please, black men, because I only hear black men say this, a lot, and I love black men, but please, black men, realize that when you go other places, you're going to meet crazy women, and they're going to be Asian, they're going to be white, they're going to be Hispanic. It depends on the person. Now, if you like what you like, I get it. I like dark, tall men. I get it. But that don't take away, I will date anybody that, any man, I would say, that treats me well, that, that I have compatibility with. But at the same time, don't make it to where you down your own because you think another group of women are better than other black women. All black women are not the same. All black women are not ghetto. All black women don't wear a weave. All black women are not fake. All black women are not loud. All black women are not ghetto. It's all different types of women that are black. Just like there's all types of women that are Hispanic, that are white, that are Asian. Stop being so closed-minded and ignorant and so damn stupid to think that other women don't have crazy in them too. See, this is where I kind of get a little upset because I'm with you, black men, when you say some black women are just mean and hateful. I get it. I have experienced it personally, just being another black woman. I get it. Some of them can be downright nasty, rude, mean, hateful, conniving, all of the above, right? But don't you think that another woman that is Asian, or another woman that is Mexican, or another woman that is Dominican, or whatever, is not going to be the same. There is some women, regardless of what color they are, they can be mean, hateful, diabolical, and just plain nasty. And that's in every group. So Black men, for the life of me, stop being so ignorant to think that other women don't have crazy in them too. And just because someone you think of a different ethnic group is better, you don't know really that person until you've been through things with that person. Then you can determine if that person is really somebody you should hold to high esteem. And some of y'all, some of these Black men and Black women, because I'm gonna put it, because that date and say other ethnic men, you know, and women are better. They have mama and daddy issues. You need to get healing for those mama issues. You need to get healing for those daddy issues. Because you're going to take that into every relationship that you go into. Point blank. So please stop it, Black men and some Black women, with this group is better than this group. You need to love yourself. You need to get some healing. If you have issues with mama, daddy, auntie, uncle, whoever, your neighbor, your best friend, whatever, get some help. Deal with it. And there has been a lot of great single Black mothers that have did the best that they could with what they had, because the Black man ran away or the Black man in prison, and they tried to do the best that they could. But there's some Black mothers that are sorry, just like it's some white mothers that have been sorry. It's in every group. But see, some of these Black men have had Black mothers, single Black mothers, that have been mean towards them, that have been abusive towards them, that have talked down towards them. And instead of them dealing with that trauma, they put it on every Black woman that they meet, that they ain't no good, that they bees, that they this, that they that. Get some help, get some healing. Every Black woman is not the same. Hey, this girl. And I just had to say that because, hey, Rachel and Jack, I had to say that because I hear a lot of Black men saying that they can't find no good Black woman. What type of woman are you looking for? Because the woman that you might not like might be the very best thing for you. And that goes for me as a woman. That's why I don't ever say there's no good Black men. There is some good Black men. I might not have met the best Black man for me, but there's some good Black men because I've seen it and I know it. Don't discredit a whole ethnic group because of your experiences. That's all I'm saying. Let's keep going.
Osborne's cousins would advocate for justice in this case because it took some time for Cobb to be arrested before she was charged. Osborne's cousin would tweet, "My cousin's girlfriend Hannah Cobb killed him Sunday morning and is claiming that she got drunk at the club and came home to clean her gun at 5 a.m. and it accidentally went off. Her dad is a cop and currently she has not been charged."
Her dad is a cop. Her dad is a cop. And let's just look. Let's just call a spade a spade. And she's white. Her dad is already a cop. She's white. She's up at 5 o'clock in the morning after coming from a club, drinking, should be feeling good. Either she should be getting her back blown out or going to sleep. She goes at 5 o'clock in the morning and decides, hey, I'm going to clean a gun. Why are you cleaning a gun after coming from a club drunk at 5 o'clock in the morning? Let's not act, even though I don't want to make things a white and a Black issue, let's not act like it doesn't exist, okay? Now, I'm not one of those Black people that go around saying, you know, the white man's evil. Believe me, I've had more Black people being evil towards me than any white or other person ever, right? So I get it. But at the same time, why is it that a lot of the times we overlook this stuff because we want to say we can't live in the past, but the past is still here it's still present. Racism, colorism, favoritism, nepotism, all of that still exists. It doesn't go away, right? So we have a young lady. Not only is she white, so that's a plus in this society. She has a father that's a policeman. So she is pretty much in an advantage already. Let's just be clear. Plus, the man that she shot and killed is black, a black young man. Regardless of whether we want to look at it as a race issue or favoritism, whatever, it is what it is. We can't deny, what is in front of us. If it was a black man that did this to a white girl, and I don't care if his dad was a policeman, I don't care if he was a sheriff, do you think that they would be as lenient to that black young man killing that white girl? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. He would be in jail, regardless that his dad is a policeman. They would be trying to find attorneys and everything to get his butt out and get some bail, but he would be in jail. There would be no thought. This young woman was still out. She didn't even get arrested because her excuse was, I was cleaning my gun and it accidentally went off. Well, why are you cleaning your gun at 5 o'clock in the morning? You're already drunk. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. What do you need a gun for? Unless somebody is trying to come into your home, or you have an intruder. You came from a club cleaning a gun. Like, this doesn't make sense. So we got to call things for what they are, whether we, some people will counsel me for this. And my thing is, you can counsel me for the truth, but I have nothing against any group unless they come for me. Okay. Or come for the people that I love. And then sometimes it don't have to be people I know or love. Right is right and wrong is wrong. If there is something that's injustice about a situation, it could be a white person, then it's unjust. It could be an Asian person. Like, people just have to call a spade a spade. It shouldn't have been, the thing is, she should have been arrested. That don't make sense. Listen to the story. Cleaning a gun at 5 o'clock in the morning coming from a club. That makes a whole lot of sense.
Burke County Sheriff has already been warned that it's about to get very real down there. My family is too deep in that area for this to be taken lightly. Rest in heaven, Telvin. We got to get justice one way or another. His cousin would follow up that message with another, acknowledging he doesn't support his cousin's past tweets. Now, Cobb would finally be arrested Tuesday on a charge of felony involuntary manslaughter and booked into the Burke County Jail, according to authorities. And for the record, I don't agree with any of his views, and in this instance, he's just my cuz that was offed. All that berating black women stuff is not something I agree with. It looks like even the cousin's tweets wasn't enough to muster up sympathy after most learned Osborne's thoughts on black women and his preference for white women. Many black social media users would jokingly agree to stay out of the news story as it has nothing to do with them. One social media user would write, "Rest in preference." Another user would jokingly add, "Well, he definitely died by her." One more user on social media would send a message to other black users writing, "Skin folk, stay out of this one. We not riding at dawn." Finally, one more user would simply say, "Happy Black History Month. This is none of our business." So what do you guys think about the situation and Telvin Osborne's former tweets talking negatively about black women? Let us know in the comments below. Plus, stay up to date for the latest news in comedy, culture, and sports by subscribing here to our YouTube channel and follow Hype Plus across all social media. And if you enjoyed this story, don't forget you can send us a super thanks by hitting the button below, and you can tip us what you want to show your support. Reporting live from Hyper Clubhouse in Atlanta for Hype Plus News, I'm John Oliver.
Well. What do you guys think
Democracy
about that?
depends.
I do believe that a lot of the stuff that we're seeing out here, we just have to call a spade a spade. I really just don't understand a lot of the things that I see. And when people say things, especially some of the red pill community, some of them have some valid points. I mean, they just do. But some of their points are, I would say, in some ways, are distorted. They're very biased on how they see women, especially Black women, in some capacity. But I will say that we have to definitely look at the character of people, the content of character of people, and then not look at their color, not look at if they look a certain way. We have to really get beyond that, because people are not when I would say, let something happen to you. Say, for instance, you have been diagnosed with a terminal illness, and the character of person that you would want next to you is somebody that would actually try to be understanding. Hey, chill. That would try to be helpful towards you, that would be loving towards you and helpful towards you. Those are the type of people that you will want next to you. Unfortunately, some people end up marrying their preference, but their preference ends up coming and biting them in the ass, right? Because their preference wasn't based on us. It wasn't based on some of the I would say inner qualities that makes a good wife or a good husband. Their preference was based on their preference ended up making them make a decision with a person that they regret, because that person was not someone that was loving, someone that was long suffering, enduring when they were going through their illness. So you have to think about things, because you just never know. It could be that person that has, that would have to suffer from an illness. It could be you. Who do you want being there next to you? Who do you want in your life? Who adds to your life? Is it somebody that takes from you and takes from you? Is it somebody that tries to destroy you when they're mad? Is this somebody in your life that you have to constantly compete with? Because you went by your preference rather than what was really the right things to look at in a person. And again, we all have certain things that we like physically about people, but there's always times where you have to look beyond that kind of thing and see people for who they are. And that goes by spending time with people. It goes by separating their looks from who they are. Because there's some people that look good, but they're not good for you. And I don't know if you guys can understand what I'm saying about separating. Sometimes there is some good looking people. There's always going to be beautiful people. There's always going to be handsome men and beautiful women. But what else do they have to offer? You know what I'm saying? So I think about things like that. And unfortunately, this young man didn't have time, because he dealt with someone not only um had bad characteristics. He dealt with someone that was very immature, very foolish. I'm pretty sure she was very so insecure. She probably didn't want other women looking at him. And I seen a clip where that same night that they were at a club, and it was some Black women that were dancing closer to him, and she got like in between those Black women, and gave him like that look, like, you better get it right. And so she probably was very territorial over him. And it's nothing wrong when you're with someone that you let they should know that you're theirs, okay? But some women can be so insecure, they can be so territorial to where they become obsessive with you, and like, hey, Shell, I perceive, how are you? And they can be very possessive over you, and they can try, and that can end up being something detrimental. And again, this is not just a white and Black issue on that end as far as character, because like I said, you can be a Black, Asian, Hispanic woman and be crazy, just different types of crazies. You know what I'm saying? When I mean different types of crazy, you know, you can have, you know how they say black women can be loud. Some of us black women can be loud. You can have a Hispanic woman being quiet, but she's still crazy. She's still obsessive. So it's different types. People have a different way of showing their negative behavior, their bad behavior. We all do. And it does not matter the color that you are. It's not, it matters on who you are as a person. And unfortunately, this young man did not take heed to that. He just went on his preference because of his bad experience with some black women. What type of black women did you pick? And a lot of times we pick people, we need to sometimes look at ourselves. We pick people on how we view things, on how we like certain things, or even some of our negative toxic behavior. We pick people on our toxic behavior. People don't think about that. We sometimes pick people out of our trauma. We be trauma bonding with people we have no business with. But because we have some trauma we haven't dealt with, we pick people based off that trauma. And it can be any kind of color. But if you got colorism issues because of the women that you may have dealt with in the past, or maybe your mama or your daddy, that's something that you need to work out, because everybody is not the same. Everybody is not the same. And that's what I hate when black men, how they can be, not all. Let me restate that. Not all black men think that way. It's some black men that like all women. They don't care as long as somebody good to them, and they love black women. So, hey, I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the men that say, I want to date only white women because black women, they're so ghetto. They're so they want to be another what some of them say, they want to be another culture, and some women do. Some women want to be different. They don't want to be black. So that's a issue, a hate issue they have to deal with. But I'm talking about, they put it on every black woman just because every black woman wants to wear a weave or a lace front. They want to be somebody else. They want to be, listen, I don't, that's what I have issues with. And then too, when we came over here, most of us are mixed with something. Most of us are multicultural. Okay. I know my family background. I'm multicultural. I have so much in my bloodline. I don't even know sometimes if I can call myself just African American, because guess what? I got so much in my bloodline that is amazing. If I tell you everything thank you so much, CC. If I tell you everything that's in my bloodline, you'd be like, are you black? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I consider myself black. But what I'm saying is most of us are mixed, or we have something in our background because of our family, our ancestors. You know what I'm saying? And so let's just start seeing people as people. But unfortunately, he didn't have a chance to mature. Hey, Phoenix. He didn't have hey, Jay, how are you? He didn't have a chance to mature as a person because of his immaturity. He picked somebody based on his immaturity. He picked somebody based on his trauma, what he dealt with other black women. What's up, DB? Yeah, that's what he did. And this girl ended up being something that I'm pretty sure if he could turn back the hands of time, he would regret dealing with her. So we have to stop trying to look at people's color about some things. And one thing I do hate when other black men put down a lot of black women, because all black women are not the same. I know a lot of good black women. I'm a good black woman, regardless of what people have said about me. I am a good black woman. I love black men. I love black men. I love men, but I love black men. You know what I'm saying? So um we have to really stop downing our own ethnic group. Everybody is not the same. Everybody is not the same. And I'm so glad that um I kind of got out of that, thinking that all black men are the same. All black men are not cheaters. All black men are not abusive. You know, it just depends on what you picked. And a lot of times, like I said, people pick things on their trauma. They trauma bond. They don't pick things. They don't pick people for good reasons, and then they regret it. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm going to share another film with you guys, uh, video, because, like I said, I love black men, and to me, um, I have a good understanding that all men ain't like that. Like, and I wish more people would try to separate their experiences from everybody. Like, everybody's not the same, and stop doing it. I love black men. There is some good black men. There's some good black fathers that take care of their business. They take care of their children. They take care of their wife. They take care of their significant other. It's some black men that will die for their wife. They will die for their kids. I know them. It's some black men that will put people before themselves. It's some black men that will work 2 jobs, 3 jobs, just to make sure their family is good. Not every black man runs away. Not every black man goes to prison. Not every black man will put their hands on you. They will leave before they put their hands on you. And I honor those type of black men. So, I know how to separate good from bad. I know how to separate. And I thank God. I got to be honest with you on this. I've never really had bad experiences as far as like dating with black men. Like, I have never had nobody put their hands on me. I've never had anybody cuss me out. I've never had anybody that cheated on me. If it just didn't work out, it just didn't work out. But I've never had anything that I can say, like some women. I have been blessed to say that I have not had black men that have abused me. That's not, I didn't attract that. It's just certain things that maybe we weren't compatible on. But as far as like nothing that would be detrimental to me, I never had that. So that's why I can say, I know it's some good black men out there. It's some good other type of men out there. That's Hispanic. That's white. It just depends on what I would say what you are drawn to. And people really need to look at the word trauma bonding. They need to look at that, because we trauma bond with a lot of people that we don't realize we trauma bond with. Even friends, even so-called associates, even so-called mates. We be trauma bonding with people because we don't deal with our stuff. And especially in the black community, everybody wants to shh, be quiet. Let's not talk about that. Let's not bring that up. Why not bring it up? Even Hispanics families, they're like that too. They don't want to bring up what has happened in their family. Why? Why is everybody so quiet and secretive about what has happened? And see, that's why you have a whole bunch of people out here that's just going out there trauma bonding, that's just going out there just in their toxic behavior, because they haven't dealt with what they had going on. See, it's a lot of, and I'm probably going everywhere, but there's a lot of black and Hispanic and even white folks. Everybody has had family secrets. Somebody is gay, somebody's on drugs, somebody is done molested somebody done raped somebody. Everybody has it. But you know what, especially black families, even Hispanic families, everybody wants to be so quiet about it. And then when they grow up, they're crazy, They have to get on lithium. They have to get on all of these medications, and some of them don't want to get on medication, so they get on weed. They get on other drugs. Then there you go. You start a drug habit. So you don't start a drug habit. Now you out there trauma bonding, getting in relationships with people that also ain't deal with their stuff. They on drugs. Then you have the nerve to get somebody pregnant. You got a baby, so you bring the babies. The babies coming here intellectually disabled. Some of them can't even form a thought. They can't read. You bring them to school. They smell like they haven't taken a bath in days, and then you expect the teacher to do miracles. And then that young person grows up and does the same thing that they mama and their daddy did. And so we got another generation of trauma filled, another generation of drug habits, another generation of sexual deviancy, all of this stuff that we carry on because we don't deal with it. We want to hide it in the Black and the Hispanic families. Now, the white folks, they do theirs different too. They hide secrets too. They just do it differently. But I'm talking about the people that I'm closer to and people that I'm around would be Hispanics and Blacks. That's what we do. And it's just like, stop bringing in a generation with this foolishness. So you got this young man, he coming here, he thinking, oh, I done had a few bad Black women. I can't stand Black women. I'd rather deal with a white dog than deal with a Black girl. So I'm team #white girl. I get the white girl. I think she the queen. And this white girl done took my life. Now, this is a cautionary tale. Hey, T. Smith. This is and forgive me if I'm not reading the chat. Hey, J Smart. I'm sorry, I get a little off when I'm speaking on stuff because I think Black folks, they and Hispanics, we do a lot of hush hush hush, and that's why we bring in a generation full because we haven't deal with stuff. You deal with, I call them crazies. You ever seen that movie Crazies where these people they like zombies because they done got infected? That's how we do when we get infected with stuff that our parents did to us and we ain't dealt with it. We have the nerve to have kids, then we affect our kids with the foolishness, then they infect their kids, and the cycle goes on, and it never stops. It's in every city near you. Okay, it's nothing, like I said, and white folks do it too. They just different with theirs because most of them, they hide it in a different way. Some of them got money and they know how to hush things and keep things under lock, but with us, our stuff is a little bit more open because most of us didn't come from money. We just we just came from the bottom, or and some of us, maybe not that far, but we had struggles. So economically, so there's just things that every group has, and so no group is higher than the other, and I don't know why, and that's how I feel like racism is something that divided people. It was meant to divide people and put people in I guess in a superiority, and they want to put others in, and make them inferior to them. And that's where we have this racism with the white people. They thought that they were so much better, and not all of them did, because some of those white people, especially back in the slavery days, they helped other runaway slaves. So not all white people are the same. We have to learn to separate color from character, and if more people would be able to do that, we wouldn't be so prejudiced towards other people. But unfortunately, racism is going to be here forever. As long as people are on this earth, racism is going to be here. It's not going to die.
Yep.
Even though,
division.
even though our culture is looking more biracial than ever. I can go to my, even though I told you guys, my family is multicultural already. So then since we are already mixed up in my family, then you got a lot of black men in my family, then they mixing it up even more. They got Asians, they got Hispanics, they got whites. You go to my family reunion, I got like 500 people at my family reunion, and everybody looks different. Just everybody. We different kind of colors, all types of colors, all types of haircut textures. Everybody's just mixed up. I got some cousins, you don't know if they white or what they are. That's how different my family is. So I have no business. I don't have any business being prejudiced. That's why I look at the character of people. Now your preference is your preference, but the character, that's the type of person, that's the type of things you need to look at. Because that character, is that person gonna be there if you on your dying bed, or if you sick? Is that person gonna be there when you lose everything? Is that person still gonna be there when you can't do like you used to do for that person because you done lost your job? That's what you need to be looking at, not, oh, she white and she better than the black women, or she Hispanic and she know how to treat a man. She know how to treat you right now because she trying to get you. Then when she get you, hell, she don't even want you talking to your family, and you better not have kids with her. You got kids with her. She don't want your kids around your family. So your kids don't know they black side because she don't want them around them. So you need to marry for character, not for color. That's my point.
Absolutely. I completely agree.
Go ahead, Phoenix.
You see what Kobe family going through now? Like
Right.
his wife, he's gone, passed away. He did work to make sure that his family lived a certain type of lifestyle, and while he was alive, he was supporting his parents because they supported
Exactly.
him. They were there for him.
Exactly.
And as soon as he passed away, she cut all that off to where
All of
they
it.
had to sell his stuff just to make ends meet.
See?
I'm sure she's taking care of her family, but the people who are responsible technically for her actually being able to live that lifestyle is the one that got cut off.
Right. And I know a little background on that. Hey, Rare Money, you trying to show out because Phoenix up here?
He came to show
Yeah,
me his new bald head.
yeah. I
Oh,
told him
Lord.
I had a bald head yesterday.
He ain't want me talking about that hairline.
Yeah, he didn't want you talking about that hairline. That's what it was.
I'm leaving it alone, Red Money. If you love it, yeah,
Right,
No,
right.
man.
that's your head. You the one got to walk around looking like that.
No, I
What
don't.
what what you gotta add to this, Rare Money? Because you know a little bit about it.
Man,
I want
you speaking facts, man. I think them guys that do that, it's men and women. It's. I think it come from the childhood, some type of trauma. Um,
Oh, absolutely.
they hate their mama or their grandma or they somebody like that. 9 times out of 10. Um, or they didn't had one bad experience with a black woman, and then they been hurt, and they hold all black women to that one woman that hurt them. It's either or one of
right.
those in most situations. And then you got some black men that just can't get no black woman, just can't get no woman,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and so they'll trick themselves and psych themselves out to, well, there's something wrong with them. It ain't me.
Right.
And it can be a number of things. But you got to love yourself, and evil don't have no color to it.
Thank
So it's right and wrong don't have no color, and evil don't have no
It
color.
really
So
don't.
it is what
right.
it is. So it don't that like you said, that race thing was created to, first it was created to uh keep us at a certain spot as far as
Hmm.
people
Our
trying to have a
lifestyle.
superiority. It's a deeper level than that.
Yep.
It was created in the 1700s. Back then, they went off of tribes and what land you was from. That's how you was identified. And when you weren't identified with color, color didn't come into the 1700s. I forgot
Right.
that name. He got a funny name, white man, some type of scientist guy did the study with the skulls and all that stuff like that, blah 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 and all that. But anyway, and the second part they used it for to separate us
Hmm.
from people. In order to order out of chaos, in order to have some type of control. You can't have everybody getting along. Everybody getting along, you can overthrow the government because the people really have the power. But if we fight 50-50, ain't no power. So you have people that have power over the people. So that's the other
Right,
thing. But it's man, it's crazy.
right.
I
I'm gonna
sure
read.
hate it. He did himself like that. You got to be
Yeah,
careful what you say, man. There's
he needs to
power in
be
that
careful.
tongue, man. You got to be careful what you say.
Because what he wrote, it ended up being his destiny. That's what was crazy about it, and that's why we gotta be careful the things we speak. Like I said, a lot of people don't understand when I say you speak death and life in people, in situations, but with your mouth. Even
Yep.
sometimes you can even write it and it can come to
Yeah.
pass. So
I'm gonna
you
tell you how deep I am with that, Selena. When
mhm,
you know how people be like when something real funny and they be like I'm dead. I don't even say that.
I
yeah,
don't either.
That's how
I do
serious
not
I
say
take
that.
it. I don't even say
right.
I'm dead. I don't say nothing with death in it. I use
Mhm.
another face or something, or say something else if it's something funny. Even though they don't know, I take that power of that tongue
The
real
man,
serious.
life or death is in the power of the tongue.
Yeah, I take it
Right.
serious.
And I stopped doing this too. And I'm gonna read some of these comments. I stopped doing this too when back in the day when I was a teenager. And even in my early 20s, it'd be a black guy that be kind of nerdy like and you'd be like, oh no, that nigga's square or L7 or whatever you'll say,
Damn auntie.
and we used to make fun of those type of guys, call them nerds, and you wouldn't think nothing about them. Now I think about that as I kind of matured, in your 30s, you start thinking about stuff. You say, you know what, that could have been a good man, but because we had such a preference and of think how we wanted our man to look like back in the 20s, you think, oh well, that guy, he's a dweeb or something like that. But we have to stop doing that. I know I stopped doing that because I said just because a man may not, look he look a little nerdy like or something maybe a little off about his demeanor. Not demeanor, but you know how some men dress and stuff like that. I said that's really shallow. But you have to grow, I would say, to a maturity level to realize some stuff is not that's not valuable. You can't focus on that. And I'm glad that I've come to that point where now I'll give people a chance. Before I was like, oh hell no. But I said, no, you have to get to know people. You can't just judge people and be like, they look weird or they ain't what I like. You know what I'm saying? You got to get to know people. And then you can determine whether or not you compatible with a person or not. We as humans, we all judge people on their looks. Let's just be
Now
honest.
you tell me if I'm ugly or not. I don't want you goddamn be
Well,
wondering
I'm
stuff
not
like
saying
that.
nobody you just definitely not
Nah.
attracted
Do
to.
you really want
Let
to
me
hear
see.
that, Rare Money? Do you
I
really? Do
want
you really?
I wanted you to tell me the goddamn truth.
Well, no,
I,
I'm gonna tell you the truth, but I'm not gonna fool with nobody. I gotta put a bag over their head, but at the same time,
For real though.
I'm not gonna be
If
with
my
some
first reaction is God damn, I can't.
right,
We not gonna make it no further than this. Like,
but
no, dog.
right,
I don't
but
care
if
how I don't care how nice you is. To me,
nah, I wouldn't do that.
I guess to each his own. To me, you got to have some. I got to have some type of physical attraction to you. You can
Yeah,
have the
it gotta
best
be
goddamn.
something.
You can have the best personality, the best attitude. Yeah, that'll help boost you up a little bit. That give you about 2 more notch, 2 more points on my list. But at the same time, I gotta have some type of physical attraction to you.
But you shouldn't be all. It shouldn't all
Absolutely.
be that. Okay, and you got to have this. See, back in the day, you had to be dark skinned, you had to be tall, you
Yes,
had to.
God.
I like them nice college cuts, the fades and stuff like that. You had to do this. See, back then it was a had to. Now it's like, nah, that's not necessary. As
Yeah,
long
I
as I
got
ain't
you.
gotta put, yeah, as long as I don't have to put a bag over your head. If I can look at you and get to know you, and I like your personality, I like the things that you are offering, and you like what I have and things of that nature, then we can build on something. So but before, some things women and men could be so superficial, we miss out on most of the things that are most important. That's all I'm saying. But Jay said that's crazy. Society has demonized the type of men you're speaking about. They are labeled as weak, soft, or simp, not knowing it takes a strong will mindset to be that type of man. Mm-hmm.
You know what? He is absolutely
That
right, and
is
I
true.
can't stand that shit. It's like
Right,
everybody want to redefine what manhood is,
right. This is so
and a
weird.
lot of them never had a man in their life. You know,
Right,
they're listening to the women that raised them, and then women wants to tell men what manhood. Well, your daddy had other issues that were not
right,
you were not privy to.
right. And I can't
Like
tell
you
no
would get to the
man
funeral and find out your daddy had two, three other families.
that part. Thank
Okay.
Man,
God
what?
we found out everything before my daddy died.
You
But
know what I'm
I
saying?
got a
Like,
sister. I got a sister that's goddamn we 3 months apart.
right,
And
that's crazy. But it happens. You know what I'm saying? So
absolutely.
you know, um,
I didn't meet her till I was
Papa was a Rolling Stone, came from
yeah.
somewhere.
that part. And
I ain't
then
even gonna tell y'all that story, man. It was a wild story.
yeah, it
I met my
sounds crazy.
sister at work. We was working at the same
Nowadays they
place.
call that ghetto twins, though. I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
boy. I knew I had a sister on my daddy's side, but I didn't. I never seen her, never knew what she liked. And I be damn, me and my sister was flirting with each other, and didn't
Oh my
even know it.
God.
The only how we found out it was the last name when we was signing out for the putting our time cards in. I seen her name, and I knew her first name, and then because her first name go with my name, first name, and then I put two to two together. The Lord, that light bulb went in my head. I said, "What's your daddy name?" And she said my name because me and my daddy got the same name.
Same name.
And she said, "Stop playing. You ain't my daddy." I said, "No, listen to me." I
Oh
said,
my
"What's
God.
your what's your daddy number?" And she said the number, blah 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 blah. And we finished the last 4 digits, and we looked at each other. She came and hugged me, and she started crying. Everybody around at work was looking crazy. Man, that shit, man. I called him. I was so goddamn mad.
Right. That's
I was
crazy.
angry.
I know
Cause
Yeah.
that's
it
right.
could have went there. You get what I'm saying? I
Right.
was angry,
You,
boy.
you could have been sleeping with your sister.
Man, what? So people be shit. You got kids, it might hurt your old lady or whatever, man. Let them children meet each other. Cause the world's small.
It is. It is.
It
World's
really
small.
is. It
My
really
daddy was
is.
a Rolling Stone too, but um, I still he taught me a lot about men, but I still don't
Absolutely. I don't
I
define what manhood is.
yeah, I don't define, by his standard, I don't define it what manhood, but but I do what I will say is my daddy did the best that he could with what he knew how.
Absolutely.
That's what I will say.
Absolutely.
Was he a great father? Absolutely not. you know,
He
but he
wasn't
also
the best,
wasn't
but he did what he could.
yeah, he wasn't the worst, and he took care of his children. So that's all you could really ask for. And the rest you just have to figure it out yourself. Jay Smart said Vanessa Bryant is a racist herself. She only recruits Latino kids in the Kobe's Mamba Academy. Let that sink in. Interesting. I didn't know that. Clarence Banks. This is pretty
R.I.P.
interesting. You're in my chat, but hello. Uh uh hello. How are you? Pretty interesting. So young Ria said recently at 23 years old, I finally discussed with my parents about deep rooted issues. Yeah, you better, because if not, you gonna hey Philly, you're gonna be carrying around that until you die.
Mhm.
uh, Regardless of who you couple with intimately, both parties need to have uncomfortable conversation for obvious reasons and avoid misunderstandings that will lead to oblivion. So that's, you know, like I said, we definitely need to have communication with other people, be real about what we want, be real, even if, especially when you're dating another ethnic group, be real about your prejudice, because we all have them to an extent. You like, there is some things that, and we're biased to an extent. We generalize people. I've done it. And I had to catch myself on certain
Yeah, I
things
am
that I
guilty of all
generalized
that.
other ethnic groups doing. And we all do it. You know, the thing is, be conscious of it. And like I
Yes.
said, if I was to date a Caucasian male, and get to know him, I'm definitely gonna have to be honest with him on a lot of different things, and hopefully he will be honest with me. I had you know, a gentleman that asked me out on a, you know, a date that is Caucasian. Um,
Mm.
I'm open to it, but you know, I have some reservations uh for other reasons, but I'm gonna be open to it, right?
Yeah.
But I gotta be honest with him too on certain things. I think honesty is the best thing. Hey Dimple D, hey Seth.
Transparency.
Uh-huh,
Because
transparency.
everybody has a different definition for I'm honest. I was honest with you, but I did leave some things out, kind of thing.
Right.
Transparency means you gonna tell me everything.
Right. Hey, Natron, but I gotta say, there's nothing like, for me. I love all men, but there's nothing like a good
A
black man.
black man, my
Period.
God, yes.
Period. And that's just how I feel about it. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing. So, but yeah, Natron said,
Although it's a couple times I said, you know what? Are you sure, Lord? Because
yeah,
I
right,
almost put
right,
that leaf to the other side. Just said, fuck y'all.
right. I'm gonna share a little bit with this with you guys. And please, guys, if y'all can help me get up to my goal, I would really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. This is under fair use. I'm going to be undisputable with what's his name? Let me see. I subbed up to him.
Dr. Rashad.
Indisputable is
Okay.
still.
Dr. Richie, Rashad Ritchie. So we're going to
Mhm.
go over that. Oh, how did I go back to that? I'm gonna have to go back to, what did I do with it? Oh, and y'all know Angie Stone passed, then.
Yeah, I heard. It was a
Possible
car
attempted.
accident.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that really messed me up. I said, Angie Stone, out of all people. Okay, I'm finna go to the ladies' room. I'm gonna let y'all look at this.
Cover up. White woman arrested finally for fatally shooting her black boyfriend. I'm taking you to the state of Georgia. Put up the picture full mass. This is a hell of a story.
Not Georgia.
Authorities in Georgia have arrested Hannah Cobb, the girlfriend of 30-year-old Telvin Rackens Osborne, who they say shot him to death in the bedroom they shared early Sunday morning. Sheriff Alfonso Williams said Tuesday that Cobb, 25, has been charged with involuntary manslaughter. Okay? Cobb is being held at Burke County Jail, said the sheriff, who stressed that the shooting was not an accident. Now, I want you to remember involuntary manslaughter, all right? So the shooting occurred after, quote, both parties had been drinking, end quote, said Sheriff Williams, confirming the couple fought before the fatal bullet was shot. Cobb and Osborne lived together and had 2 children. Quote, the offenses committed leading up to the discharge of the firearm included simple battery, family violence, and reckless conduct. Sheriff said during a news conference on Tuesday, it is reckless to go out and get drunk and then introduce a firearm in an argument. It is reckless to engage in an argument where there's pushing and shoving going on. Let me contextualize simple battery. Let me contextualize it. Simple battery is unwanted physical contact. Typically, simple battery does not mean assault. It's unwanted physical contact. It could be a shoulder bump. It could be as simple as a move your hand off of me. Things like that. That is simple battery. So I want to provide a contextualization that the sheriff is providing. Sheriff Williams said investigators worked the last 2 days interviewing friends, family members, and other witnesses before they, quote, were able to secure warrants and make an arrest in this case. Osborne worked at the Savannah River nuclear plant. Investigators said little until today, but Osborne's younger brother, Roderick Williams, pointed the finger at Cobb early on, alleging she shot his sibling while suggesting police were covering up for her because she is white. The sheriff's office said Cobb cooperated with the investigation. She notified authorities that Osborne had been shot. Online, speculation ran wild following a post from the brother who shared his thoughts on Facebook in a lengthy post about the investigation that had generated 744 shares at the time and 250 comments as of Monday evening. Quote, so Hannah Grace Cobb kills my brother, Telvin Osborne, after leaving a club partying, Roderick Williams alleged. Quote, she claims she went home and cleaned a damn gun and shot him in the head, he said. Anybody out there knows something doesn't sound right about that? Sheriff Williams has confirmed that Cobb was not cleaning her gun when the incident occurred.
Wow. Hey, Smitty, how are you? Thank you so much. That's pretty interesting. Hey, CKJ. That's pretty interesting. What y'all think about that?
Let me just make sure I heard that he was shot 5 times and then they said involuntary manslaughter. Did I hear that correctly?
You want to go back?
Yeah, that was in the beginning.
Let me go back, honey, because I was just like, this sounds so crazy to me. And I really
make sure I got that correctly.
Yeah, let me, because I thought she shot him in the chest. That's the gunshot, the fatal gunshot that was shot to the chest. That's what I thought.
Even though he got shot in the head.
Yeah, that was crazy. So it's too many stories. Look at her. Again, I don't have anything against black men dating outside of their ethnic group, but y'all put these certain other women higher than other women, and it's just like at the end of the day, pretty much most women, we all have something wrong with us, okay? Just like men have something wrong with them, and sometimes some of us have more something wrong with us than others. So stop putting other folks in head and thinking they're better just because they look different and have a different skin color. With y'all silly self. And I'm talking about for these black men that down other black women, all black women. Don't down all of us. All of us ain't the same.
Baby,
Hannah Cobb.
Oh, you want me to? Did you need something to say?
Oh, no, go ahead.
Okay.
I was just agreeing.
The girlfriend of 30-year-old Telvin Osborne, who they say shot him to death in the bedroom they shared early Sunday morning. Mm-hmm. Sheriff Alfonso Williams said Tuesday that Cobb, 25, has been charged with involuntary manslaughter. Okay? Cobb is being held at Burke County Jail, said the sheriff, who stressed that the shooting was not an accident. Now, I want you to remember involuntary manslaughter, all right? So the shooting occurred after, quote, both parties had been drinking, end quote, said Sheriff Williams, confirming the couple fought before the fatal bullet was shot. Cobb and Osborne lived together and had 2 children. Quote, the offenses committed leading up to the discharge of the firearm included simple battery, family violence, and reckless conduct. Sheriff said during a news conference on Tuesday, it is reckless to go out and get drunk and then introduce a firearm in an argument.
Right.
It is reckless.
So you already want to do something. Like, Why would you take out your gun?
And that's the thing. So I looked at her mugshot. She had no scars, no marks, indicating that she was struck in any type of way.
Right.
She
So
shot that man in the head, which means she intended to kill him.
she intended to kill him. She was mad.
Yeah,
She
you
was
know what?
drunk.
He probably had a
She
whole
ain't
bunch of
making
white
him.
girls on the side. Ain't no telling
Mhm.
where he was. Ain't no telling. He probably was. Something happened at that club, but something
Let me see if I can
You
find it.
going in
I
and
did.
out, rare money. But the thing is, they saying that she involuntarily killed him. So she involuntarily pulled the trigger and aimed for his head and then his chest.
Right. Right. Right.
She ain't mean to do that. It was an accident.
Right. So something's not right about that. And let me
She was
see.
cleaning the gun, but there's no evidence that she was cleaning.
No evidence.
And
That's what
how the
she's saying.
hell did you get to put the gun back together? And he allowed that shit. No, so he just standing there waiting on her to put the gun back together so he can get shot.
Right. So and I want to find that clip where
And load
they were
that bitch.
that they were at the club that night, and she was dancing, and it was two black girls that were dancing in front of him while he was I guess using his camera, and she got in the middle of those black girls. She was like, hey, this is my man, basically. And I could tell that probably maybe that's probably where the argument stemmed from.
Started. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Because do y'all remember the OnlyFans model that was dating that the black guy? I think he was Nigerian or something, and he was uh doing a lot of racial slurs about talking about black women and stuff. And they were in a I think an elevator, and they were having an argument, and she stabbed him like multiple times. Do y'all remember that? That happened I think 2 years
Mm,
ago. That
I
happened two
think I
years ago.
do. I
And
think
I
I
was
do.
just like, wow, these people, they a trip. And like I said, they want to sit back and say all these women better than other folks, but baby, it's about the character who you fooling with. Cause you could be fooling with somebody that's dangerous. It don't matter what color they are. Some of these people are very dangerous, and they have a lot of mental problems that they haven't even,
Absolutely.
you know,
Addressed.
dressed. So when you got people that already have mental problems and they haven't addressed them, you need to watch out. You really do. But I'm gonna show y'all this. I'm gonna see if I can find it. But it was pretty interesting. Oh, okay. I found it. Cause I watched this guy. His name is J.R. Wisdom. I'm gonna finish this little bit. This is Mr. Rashad Ritchie, and
Hmm.
I'm gonna finish this right quick. So yeah, he was shot. What she said, 5 times.
I thought he said 5 times in the beginning, but I could, like I said, I could have been wrong. But
Okay,
what
let me
the
see right
hell
quick.
Was to
is that
engage in an
involuntary?
argument
Okay.
where there's pushing and shoving going on. Let me contextualize simple battery. Let me contextualize it. Simple battery is unwanted physical contact. Typically, simple battery
Hey
does
Ryan.
not mean assault. It's unwanted physical contact. It could be a shoulder bump. It could be as simple as a move your hand off of me. Things like that. That is simple battery. So I want to provide a contextualization that the sheriff is providing. Sheriff Williams said investigators worked the last 2 days interviewing friends, family members, and other witnesses before they, quote, were able to secure warrants and make an arrest in this case. Osborne worked at the Savannah River nuclear plant. Investigators said little until today, but Osborne's younger brother, Roderick Williams, pointed the finger at Cobb early on, alleging she shot his sibling while suggesting police were covering up for her because she is white. The sheriff's office said Cobb cooperated with the investigation. She notified authorities that Osborne had been shot. Online, speculation ran wild following a post from the brother who shared his thoughts on Facebook in a lengthy post about the investigation that had generated 744 shares at the time and 250 comments as of Monday evening. Quote, so Hannah Grace Cobb kills my brother, Terrible Rackins, after leaving a club partying, Roderick Williams alleged. Quote, she claims she went home and cleaned a damn gun and shot him in the head, he said. Anybody out there knows something doesn't sound right about that? Sheriff Williams has confirmed that Cobb was not cleaning her gun when the incident occurred.
Now, they more than likely ended up in an argument because it's something like Rare Money said, something happened at the club. Something happened at the club. And that pissed her off. They got into I would say a fight. She went to go get the gun, right? Maybe acting like she was threatening to, maybe she wasn't trying to, she maybe was threatening like she was going to do something towards him, and then she ended up shooting the gun. So I don't know, but I'm not gonna say she intentionally wanted to just kill him. Maybe she, like I said, maybe she was just angry and drunk at the time. I don't know, but she did it either way. So her ass need to pay for it.
Absolutely, because I was gonna
It
say, when you are drinking, they call it spirits. They not very good spirits. Some people's spirits be
bad
different.
spirit, right,
Some
right,
people's spirits be real different. So if you know that you tend to go off the rails when drinking, either don't drink or you can babysit one and just sip on it.
right,
Because as an adult, you have to make that decision as to whether or not you want to go off the rails. At some point, especially if you have children, you have to monitor yourself harder
right.
because
So
you don't want to set that example, especially if you are some sort of person who actually wants to be a parent. The tone that you set in your household is what you set in your household.
right, I agree, and I really find this is really sad. I'm gonna play just a little bit
Absolutely.
more.
Charged. She was able to proclaim this of the brother because this woman wasn't initially charged. She was able to proclaim this affirmative defense, saying it was an accident, until, as the sheriff said, they had to then talk with witnesses and talk with family members and secure an arrest warrant. Wait a minute. You have a dead person. You have a live shooter. What question do you need to incarcerate them? Now, the victim's brother goes on to ask why Cobb didn't put her gun on safety while cleaning it.
Right.
Quote,
That would be the question. Why didn't she put her gun on safety? Most of the time when you have a gun and you don't plan on using it and you're trying to clean it, you number one should have it on safety, right? Or am I just
Hmm.
okay? So it should have already been on safety, number one. But if you're intending, now see, this is where I kind of on the flip side, if you're intending on using it, then you take it off of safety, right?
Correct.
Okay. Cause see, I try to give I try to give people the benefit of the doubt, but it doesn't look good for her in my book.
I would
Uh
say this
mhm,
with the safety of guns, because you are taught all different kind of ways of how not to shoot somebody by accident.
right,
I'm just saying they have
right.
classes for these things. But most of the
Exactly.
times, how I was taught is when you're cleaning a gun, you take it apart. That way, you know it's not loaded. That way, you know
Exactly.
it's not gonna go off and somebody's gonna get hurt.
Right. And see, when I took a gun class, that's what I was taught too. Even though, yes, you should have your gun on safety, but if you're cleaning a gun, you should take it apart,
Yeah.
first. Make sure it's not, like all the bullets are out, take the
Hmm.
magazine out, all of that. So I don't understand what is going on. But again, she is drunk. And she's probably angry about, more than likely she's angry about something that has happened prior to. So this is a mess. So the brother not buying it. He said it could have shot
Absolutely not.
anybody. It could have shot her two kids. What if her two kids
Mm.
was up and they were running around or walking around hearing their mom and dad going back and forth, and they just all of a sudden get up? Her gun could have went off on her kids or one of her kids, whichever one. But
Absolutely.
that's just crazy to me. It says, whose party gets drunk and goes home in the middle of the night and cleans a gun? The victim's brother asked why the sheriff department had withheld this information from the news media. So why did they hold the information from the news media? Why? Because her father is a cop.
Hmm.
Okay. Sorry, but I don't buy it. She needs to be locked up. It's negligent, to
Absolutely.
even consider cleaning a gun. If that's what happens, what if a child was there? You're cleaning a gun. You're cleaning a gun and you had to pull the trigger on the gun. So what the F was your finger around the trigger? Why was her hand even around the trigger? Like, usually if
Right.
you're just trying to threaten somebody and you're really not trying to do it, you know you,
Your hand is not on it. Your
your,
finger's
your
not on
hand's
that
not going to be on the
trigger.
trigger, because if you point it at someone and your hand is on the trigger, you're likely to pull it. Like, these
Hmm.
people are like, this is ridiculous. And this is what he said, this is ridiculous. So let's see what.
Not to mention, because there were children in the home and they were arguing,
Right.
especially in the state of Georgia, they removed the children. So she was able to argue with this man, kill this man, and I see no reports of her children being removed from the home
That's crazy. Let's
in the
see.
state of
The law
Georgia.
enforcement
State of Georgia. Okay.
agency. So you're drunk, but you went home to clean a gun. You're intoxicated, but you're cleaning a gun. Is your gun always not on safety? Why was your finger around the trigger of the pistol? And then you're dealing with trajectory, aim, everything else. So Roderick Williams alleges.
Listen, you have to have a good aim to get at someone's head. Like, seriously,
Mm.
I'm sorry. Like, yeah, okay. It's not like shooting somebody in their butt. It's not like, yeah, shooting somebody just everywhere on their back and all that, the hip. You're shooting at their head. You're shooting at their head. So you gotta be strategic. You gotta be focused to do something like that. You just gotta. I mean, this is just unbelievable. But we're gonna see
Absolutely.
what's gonna happen with this. I hate to go through all of this.
She
I'm
didn't
just
even accidentally shoot herself. She shot him in the head.
right.
The racist cover up in subsequent post, writing, quote, Georgia headlines make sure to broadcast everything blacks do, but a white woman kills my brother, and I haven't seen anything online at all other than our grieving family shaking my head. By February 24th, Roderick Williams wrote that his sources have told him the house his brother shared with Ms. Cobb has never been set up as a crime scene.
Hmm.
And if so, it wasn't one right after my brother was found dead there, meaning they did not
Mm.
secure it. So why didn't law enforcement feel the need to do so? He asked. Why didn't they contact the media immediately? They knew they needed to cover up for her actions. He also posted a video allegedly of Cobb dancing at a club just hours before his brother's
Now watch
shooting.
this. Watch this.
Osborne's case bears an eerily similar resemblance to that of Christian Toby Abumseli.
Yeah, so this is who I was talking about, the Nigerian guy that
Mm-hmm.
was talking. He was talking a lot of smack about black women, saying all black women was this and this and this. And then this is the same young lady that took his ass up out of here, and God
Oh,
rest his soul. But I'm just
so
telling you,
I'm just
go
gonna
ahead.
say the black woman is the one that gave him life, and it was the white woman that took him away.
You might want to say that again for the people in the
Uh-huh.
back.
Yes, girl. That was the black woman that brought his ungrateful behind in this world. As he sent up there talking down on black women, which would include his mom.
And again, it is about character. So let me just make
The
I
white woman
keep stressing
smashed
it.
it though.
Yeah, but okay.
I'm
So
saying this for those that wants to step on our necks in order to uplift a white queen.
right, because we all can be queens, just like it's some peasants. It's some peasants
Mm,
and some queens. Okay.
mm.
So and it's in every group. Okay. I can't say that enough because I don't want people saying, oh, she don't like white women. It's some white women that I
It's some
absolutely
white women I
love.
absolutely don't like.
And it's some
You right.
white women I don't like, you know. So and it goes for black women, it goes for Hispanic women,
Yeah, it's
you
a
know.
lot of them I don't like.
So it is what it is,
Okay.
man. I mean, people's everybody's different, but I just don't want I just hate when black men do that to other black women because all black women are not like that. All black women are not mean. All black women are not trying to tear other brothers down. So let's just stop that. And black women need to stop doing it too. Black women do say a lot of bad things about some black men too. So it goes
Yeah,
both ways,
absolutely. And all I
you
got
know.
to say is stop putting everything under a blanket.
That
Like,
part.
because here's the thing, if you were to listen to each other, you would see why that person is the way they are. It has nothing to do with your color. If you can sit up there and say all black women are angry, but if you get cussed out by the Latino girlfriend that you have, you're like, oh, I just like it because she's spicy type shit. Please
That's
stop
just
having conversations because your intelligence level is at a very all time low.
that part. All right, go sit down somewhere.
Like I have a
Was
right to my emotions just like the next person.
Hey,
So if that's a reason to dismiss me because I actually express myself, and it's not always an emotional thing because I was told by some black men that I was dead inside. Whatever.
what?
Child, I don't show emotion. I go by logic. I don't respond in emotion because emotions will fuck you up.
Yeah, it make you make some very stupid decisions. I can tell you that.
Absolutely.
I made them.
And that's not the reaction. So you trying to get a reaction out of me for what?
They want
And
you to.
it's a negative reaction that you want. And that's
Right,
nothing.
right.
You don't want the positive.
Exactly. So much. Yeah, it's just so much craziness.
Dumb.
Okay, let
But all
me.
we need to do is open our ears and listen and have a conversation instead of being dismissive about
Right. And hey, April, how are you? I don't know if I guess Rare Money had dropped down. I'm gonna put the
it. I
link
think he
back
was
in the
in a
chat.
bad area.
Oh, okay. He was in a bad area. Okay. Anybody
Mhm.
else that would like to come up, you're more than welcome. I'm gonna put the link in the chat. Um, and we'll go from there.
fatally stabbed inside of a luxury apartment building. Remember this? In
Mhm.
Miami's Edgewater neighborhood. This was April 3rd, 2022, by his white girlfriend,
Mm.
Courtney Clenny, an OnlyFans model and an Instagram influencer who was ultimately charged for his murder after her own friends told the police she did it. Clenny had claimed she stabbed her boyfriend in self-defense, and for months, she and her attorney claimed, oh, he was abusive. Yeah, that's what happened. However, video footage circling online and statements made by mutual friends suggested that Clenny was the violent one towards her boyfriend.
Mm.
Wow, this is fascinating. And my goodness, the consistency and the love from the brother in this case, I believe, made all the difference in the world. The questions he posed, the people who looked at the post, the individuals who decided to share it, and the media, who initially was complicit in the conspiracy, willfully or not, they were complicit because they didn't ask those questions. And why was it not, why was the crime scene not protected? Oh, because they did not see it as a crime scene. That's why. All right. This is one of those very nuanced stories where a brother is able to get significant investigative information that clearly establishes a circumstantial and somewhat forensic case against the person who killed his own brother. He does this online, and all of a sudden there's a charge. What say you?
Well, thank God for a family that is not going to give up and be on their necks, because that's what it takes. It takes family members that don't let this stuff go and do not allow these people to sweep this under the rug just because her father is a cop. This was injustice. She, whether she meant to actually do it, she still murdered someone, and she needs to be held accountable for it. There's no way that she should be getting, a little slap on the wrist and then out for a little bit of probation while she's enjoying her life, living and breathing. This guy is dead. There's no way. I
She
just
should
don't.
absolutely be locked up, and her father, if he is still an active duty police officer, should lose his job because his name and his weight was used to leverage that. Because, like I said again, in the state of Georgia, just for them arguing in the home, those children should have been removed if they were in the home. And then she shot him multiple times, head and chest.
Right.
That's called a murder scene. They didn't even set it up as one. Oh, they called it involuntary manslaughter.
Right. Involuntary manslaughter my ass.
While she cleaning a gun that's fully fucking loaded.
At 5 o'clock in the morning. That's just
after
stupid.
Drinking.
After drinking and having a good time, and then you feeling the way you want to have an argument. You living with this man, you done brought 2 kids in this world. Lord have mercy. Now, this is J.R. Wisdom. I watch him a lot. Let me go ahead and press the like button. And this is under fair use. I just want to show a little bit of this. This is the night of the event that happened. So you can kind of see what mood they were in. I'm gonna share this with you because I saw it and I was like, oh, okay. So they was out having a good time, and then I seen something different when I was looking at this little this scene right here. So pay attention to it.
We've got new details in a deadly shooting out of Burke County, and a suspect is now behind bars tonight.
Burke County deputies say this happened just before 6 o'clock Sunday morning at a home in Keysville. There, investigators found the body of 30-year-old Telvin Osborne, who was later pronounced dead from a gunshot wound to the chest.
And today, 25-year-old Hannah Cobb was arrested and charged with felony
Thankful for my little blonde blessings of mine. Thankful for this little blonde blessing of mine. So he calls her a blessing. Bless her, bless his heart.
Authorities say she's the one who notified authorities about this shooting. Now, this afternoon, Burke County Sheriff Alfonso Williams held a news conference with details about this case.
A new mugshot released for 25-year-old Hannah Cobb, facing felony involuntary manslaughter charges in the shooting death of 30-year-old Telvin Osborne. This after the community and social media erupted this week after no immediate arrest was made in this case. According to a Burke County incident report, deputies responded to Western Estates on 4 Points Road Sunday morning for a gunshot wound. At the home, they found 30-year-old Telvin Osborne shot in the upper chest.
Wow.
Okay, see, so now he's shot in the upper chest, but didn't they just say he was shot in the head?
Right.
So I'm just kind of confused by this.
Suspect Hannah Cobb called deputies and was applying pressure to the wound when they arrived. Cobb told deputies her and Osborne had been out all night and recently got home. Cobb told deputies in the report she was checking her firearm as they do every night. That's when the gun went off, hitting Osborne. Cobb told deputies she thought the gun was on safe while checking it.
The
case required a considerable amount of time and attention to detail, ensuring that there was a comprehensive inquiry, a thorough sifting of the evidence, and we have filed appropriate charges.
According to Sheriff Alfonso Williams, there's been misinformation spread about the case, including the suspect cleaning the weapon when it went off.
At no point during the investigation was there any information about a person cleaning a weapon.
He did say alcohol was involved in the
Believe you
shooting,
need
and
to
they're not
rewind
listing
that.
this as accidental.
Rewind and pause. Where he had that last post up in his background
about the white girl. I mean, white blonde blessing.
No. This one.
Yeah,
this one right here.
There was a
read the words.
He said, "I'll kill for her. I kill about her. I ain't scared to say I'll die about her." And that's exactly what he
let's
did.
click on what we said earlier. Life and death is in the power of the tongue.
And it can even be what you type, apparently. Because because he did, and he probably said it out loud too. That's what made him write it, do a post, because he really felt that, he believed that. And the same things, the same words, and the same thing that he typed, it ended up being his destiny. You have to stop putting so much stock in faith and trust in people and humans. You can't put all your trust and love in human beings. I mean, I'm not saying you can't trust anybody. You trust people to a certain extent. You love people, of course, but don't put them above. I would say don't put them above anything. Like, don't put them above God. Don't put them above yourself. That's all I'm saying. Don't make people your God. That's my point. Don't make people your God, because this is what happens when you make other people your God. They run your destiny. They make your destiny. And this is exactly what happened.
And you give him permission to do so. See, my God is a jealous God, and I should put no one before him.
Yeah, and even for the people that don't have that same view, don't make another person a God. Don't ever do that. That's one thing I have learned, that I have been taught. You never make another human being more valuable than yourself, period.
Well, I say this, just for, putting it in layman's terms. If you are an atheist, keep that same energy when it comes to people. Because if you don't believe in God, you damn sure shouldn't believe in humanity.
That part. Because we're fickle. We're fickle beings. We'll change at the drop of a dime, man. I mean, there's been some times I've been happy, let something happen, then I'm sad the next second. That's just how people are. So don't ever put nobody above yourself. That's what's wrong with some of these men. And then and women too. They put other human beings, and then these are the same human beings that they put in such a high esteem as the same person that takes their life. Like, come on.
And so the clues be there, but they still don't see it coming, because
that part, you know what I'm saying? So I'm
just too busy praising and worshiping people. So you can't do that. And so that's why as I'm dating now and I'm learning people and stuff like that, I trust people to an extent, and also I still, am observing. I never am a person that's just take people so much as face value like I used to, because I learned that you can't always do that. Everybody is not always going to be authentic with you. They're not going to be straight up with you. They're not going to show you the real person. Most people show you the representative, and we all have showed people more of the representative than really who we are. Absolutely.
Especially when you're dating someone, you want to show them your very best, but really,
you're gonna get all this work. I'm sorry, I can't have this shit. This crazy just be jumping out now.
I'm just gonna let you know, I'm cool, calm, and collective until you cross me. And when
I come with a disclaimer.
Yeah, and when you cross that is what it is. But I'm gonna really try my best to be mature and logical as much as possible, but don't keep pushing it. You know what I'm saying? And I try to let people know that at the kind of at the beginning now, because I'm like, yeah, I'm good, I'm cool. But yeah, and then too, a lot of people be lying to you when you
Mm.
first get to know people, and you be like, wait a minute, you told me something else. So what okay, what is this? What is this? So I don't take people as face value anymore, and I definitely don't put even if I'm in love with someone, I definitely will not put them above myself. I never
Mhm.
anyway. I've always been a person like I don't know because like I said, I'm a different type of chick. I was raised by my father, so in a lot of things I kind of think I observe things a little differently because of what I've seen
Absolutely.
my father do to women. You know what I'm saying? So I'm
Mm.
I'm a little different in some ways. So I don't
Mhm.
I'm not easily attached to men. And sometimes it maybe come across as if I'm not interested. It just because I'm just protective of myself. Okay, but I believe that you definitely have to be careful, have some self-esteem. Don't put nobody but above yourself. Nobody is worth
Mhm.
that. If you can't even believe in a god or put a god above you, then what would make you put another person? Like that doesn't make any sense. So we're gonna have to really stop doing this, and please stop putting saying that the other group of women is better than the other group. You just haven't met the right woman.
Mm.
Okay, you haven't met all black women,
Mm.
and all black women ain't ghetto. All black women ain't loud. I can get loud when I want to, but I can be just as quiet. I can be just as laid back,
And
but
nonchalant.
and nonchalant. And you be thinking, oh, she ain't interested. No, I don't put everything out
I'm
like that.
being very observant
Yeah, I don't put everything
and
like that. Like I keep it cool until I know
right
that
until
yeah,
I have
you
no reason to.
yeah, but I'm not gonna get too excited, and I'm not gonna show no real to me. I'm not gonna show any real. How can I say this? Um, I'm not gonna be really serious about a person unless they show me that they're serious about me. If that makes sense. Like
Absolutely.
I feel too that especially with women, we get so eager to please,
Mm.
eager to be in love that we lose our senses. And when we lose
We
our
be making
senses,
excuses.
yeah, we lose our good sense. We lose part of ourselves because we're putting trust in a man, a situation that might not even be real,
Absolutely.
right?
And
So,
again, we
mhm,
don't see it coming because that man has showed his entire ass, and we still be sitting there with a smile on our face, talking about that's
right
my man, and I'm gonna stick beside him, making this excuse after excuse after excuse about his behavior because that's what's gonna make us comforting, and he's gonna choose me if I no,
no, I ain't doing all that,
I don't give a damn.
I'm to the age now, once you get in your 30s, you kind of just like, okay, nah, I'm not I'm not doing it. I'm like my daddy say, man, I'm not doing none of that. So
Right.
if you're not showing no real interest there, then there's no need for me to move forward in the situation because you're not really showing really any real interest. And but you have men that are potentially good men. Like I'm pretty sure he was a nice guy, even though he didn't like black women that much. But he could have been a nice guy. But unfortunately, um, he put too much stock in his relationship, and
Hmm.
it ended up causing him right a heavy
Yep.
price. So um, you just have to be careful. And men do it just like women do it. You got some men, they'll go all in just for a woman just to be like, I don't want you. You don't have make enough money. I'm not attracted to you. You're not my cup of tea. You're not my type. And they'll just ruin them, some men out here. So some women can be very brutal as well. You know what I'm saying? You just have
Hmm.
to I would just say be observant and don't be so quick to trust people. The naivety that I, I would say I was more naive on here than I am in real life. I don't know why I didn't put them both together, but uh, a lot of the times we are not paying attention. We're not
Yeah.
paying attention at what people are doing.
My main excuse is, it's a virtual thing. I'll never meet these people in person, but at the same time, if I don't fuck with that type of energy in my real life, I
Hmm.
shouldn't do it over a computer screen either.
Right. Exactly.
So,
So, would you say, Jay, the man? Excuse me, Miss, the woman. Okay. Hey, Cash Money, thank you for coming through, and thank you so much,
hey,
Miss
Cash
E. I
Money.
got my 5th super live stream. I appreciate you guys so much. You helped me to reach my goal. So thank you. Let me keep playing.
Comprehensive inquiry, a thorough sifting of the evidence, and we have filed appropriate charges.
According to Sheriff Alfonso Williams, there's been misinformation spread about the case, including the suspect cleaning the weapon when it went off.
At no point during the investigation was there any information about a person cleaning a weapon.
He did say alcohol was involved in the shooting, and they're not listing this as accidental. He also said there was an altercation with some, quote, pushing and shoving before the incident happened.
It is reckless to go out and get drunk and then introduce a firearm into an argument.
I asked the sheriff if Cobb turned herself in or if deputies went to get her. The sheriff said they made arrangements with her to pick her up. Osborne's family tells us the 30-year-old worked out at Savannah Riverside, but often loved to fish, hunt, and raise animals.
So I'm going to stop it right there.
Bless his heart. That's all I can say.
Does that
That's
say
all I can
Clark
say.
County?
Huh?
I was wondering if that was Clark County because I know part of Clark County is Athens, and Athens is a college town.
Oh, okay. Are you familiar with Georgia?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I used to live there years ago, so I know certain areas because I used to live in College. Was it College Park?
Uh-huh.
Hmm. And
Yeah.
they have Cobb County and stuff like that. So, and yeah, so I know some areas there. But this is really unfortunate. I feel more than anything, I feel sorry for his family. Actually,
Absolutely.
I feel my heart goes out to him. You know, unfortunately, he had to learn this hard lesson.
And them kids, baby, because now they
Oh
gotta
my
grow up
God.
without a father because of their mama's drunken night.
Exactly. Exactly. And looks like she's gonna get a slap on the wrist. You know, that's about it. But I don't know. We'll see how this is gonna turn out.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, focus on, I would say, the character of people instead of um the color of a person. And don't be
Hmm.
trauma bonding with people, man. Like I
My
said,
God,
trauma bonding is a hell of a thing that people.
that is such a confused. Yeah, that's a ball of confusion. I
Mhm.
can't, like, even if we went through the same trauma, work that shit out in therapy.
Exactly.
I'm not a therapist. I ain't licensed. I ain't went to school for this shit. I mean, I could be a listening ear, but at a certain time, that's gonna drain my spirit, and I ain't got
Right.
time for that.
Right.
I'm already trying to come up out of mine, and now I got to deal with yours too. So no, work that shit out
Exactly.
in therapy.
But
Um,
do you agree that a lot of Black Hispanic families, they do not agree with a lot of, I would say, going to counseling and things like that?
Absolutely, because they feel like what goes on in the family should stay in the family. But if what's going on in family is killing me and my spirit, I'm gonna tell somebody.
Uh-huh.
Because at a certain point, I can't protect the family more than I protect myself. That's
Mhm.
again putting somebody over you.
Mhm.
There are certain things that God allowed to be in place to help you use those resources. Don't block your blessing.
Mhm.
because the only thing they don't want it, the only reason they don't want it to get out is because it's going to make them look bad. It fuck what it does to you mentally and emotionally. They don't
Right.
want to look bad.
Right. And I agree with that. And I'm gonna show you a short clip and what let me see. I'm gonna share with you guys what trauma bonding is. Yeah, Amber. You said it's not heavily racist. I can do without Georgia, heavily racist. Um,
Oh, is she talking
yeah.
about the state of Georgia is not heavily racist? Oh hell no, honey. But they still be wanting to look at you and touch you and say, "Ooh, can I touch you?" No, you cannot touch my hair. I will slap you.
Touch your hair. What kind of
Girl,
foolishness?
they do that. I don't know. I'm like, bitch, do you look like you at a pet zoo? We at a bar.
Yeah, I had one lady. Well, I had a few Caucasian women. They're like, "Oh, you have such a nice body," and then they were asking me, were my lips real? I'm like, "Baby, yes. I got these from my mama."
Yeah,
Uh,
because they want to know if your hair real. I'm like, girl,
yeah,
is
and
yours? You wear more weave than I do.
right. Well, I
Y'all
had
got clips and pieces.
yeah, and I didn't know so many like even some Hispanic women be wearing. I was like, y'all hair grows, so I'm thinking, they wouldn't wear that, but they have like clip-ins and things like that too. And so I'm like, wow, that's amazing. But I think I did have one that when I first got my hair done, one of them asked, could they feel my hair? They thought it was so
Right.
pretty. And I
Is that
said,
all your hair?
okay. I just kind of said, okay. I mean, at first I was like, what they on? But maybe they ain't used to seeing it. I don't know what was going on with it.
I
But
don't give a damn. We are not at
yeah,
a petting zoo. Don't touch me.
right. It was very interesting to me on my lips, my body, and things of that nature. But it wasn't
Yeah.
a rude thing that they were saying. It's actually some of the women, the white women, were very curious about it. They thought they was fascinated, and I thought that was kind of
Hmm.
strange. But I didn't take it offensively. But you kind of like some of my other cousins, they'd be like, what the hell? And hell no, you can't touch my hair. Hell yeah, my lips and stuff is real,
Okay, it's because
But
they
I guess
because
I just
again that's projection. They got infused hair, clips, pieces. You could sew it
Mhm.
in.
Yeah.
Wigs. They wear more weave than we do. So if they see us with long hair, it's like, oh, is that all your hair? Can I? No, you
Yeah.
cannot touch my shit. If I say yes, just say okay, good, and keep it on about your damn day. They get the collagen and all that plumped up in their lips and the Botox and trying to make they cheeks smaller and their lips bigger and all that shit. So then they think we and some of us now do fall for that shit like we need it.
Yeah, because we don't need, I know I didn't need it, and I wish I could get rid of some of it because I said, dang, I used to hate my lips when I was coming up in I
Girl, they
say
paying thousands of dollars to have our lips
yeah.
done.
I said this is
Everything that
absolutely
they
nuts.
shamed us for, they're getting.
I
They're
hated
paying
my lips.
tens of thousands of dollars to get it done.
I'm telling you, Phoenix, and when I was like in elementary, even high school, I hated my lips. I was like, I hate having full lips. It's just crazy. And then when I was in I think in junior high school, I was already developing. So my body was looking like I'm a woman, and I'm like, I hated having titties and booty and lips and all of that. That to me was something that I hated. And then as I got older, it's something that I just came to appreciate. I'm like, look, I can't get rid of my lips. I wish I could get rid of everything else, but I can't. It's just some things it is what it is. But a lot of the times now I'm appreciative because back then I hated it. But people now want it. They want titties, they want booty, they want hips, they want lips.
Right.
And I'm like, wow. All this time I hated looking the way I did when I was coming up. And now it's even more appreciated now. It's just crazy to me.
Absolutely. That you were taught to hate yourself growing up
Well,
because that's
you
what
have
they
to,
put out there. But like I
yeah,
said, now they starting to pay for that stuff.
because I know them little boys. Ooh, I had one cousin used to make, oh, look at you with them big lips and stuff like that because their lips was a little smaller. I'm thinking to myself, and so that's when I started hating my lips and stuff. And then you have boys talking about, "Oh, look at her titties" and stuff like that. When you're coming up, and all that stuff we taught to hate. And boys used to make fun of us.
Mm-hmm.
And when we grow up, them same boys, the one, "Ooh, you look good,"
Absolutely.
Okay,
Them same ones.
yeah, for
But
real
then
though.
like years ago, and this is a rumor, but I
Mhm.
just being around certain things, I found it to kind of be true. Like when they say you can't wear leggings or like tight skirts, or like even when, if you notice, there was a couple of years where teachers would show up in their long skirts, but it was kind of form fitting, and somebody would snap a picture. Is this appropriate to wear at school? Like if it
Mhm.
goes past the knees, then yeah, but you can't help if you are a full figure. You got your boobs and your butts and all, and hips and all that.
Right,
You have to find what fits you.
right, that part. And
You
so,
can't help if it's still, prominent in your clothes. You can't
right,
help that. Now, if you got your shirt unbuttoned to where your cleavage is showing, I can see the issue. But if you
right.
covered up, I don't see the issue.
Right, right, right. So I just I just kind of I'm learning to embrace who I am. I ain't got no soup
Hmm.
coolers, but I just learned
Right.
I have nice lips, they're full, and it is what it is. And whoever like it, they like it. Whoever don't, they don't. It's all good. That's just the way God made me. I'm gonna play this. It says, "What is trauma bonding?" And this is exactly what people do in our society today. They do a lot of trauma bonding. A lot of people, you will find out, in relationships that do not need to be in relationships, they do a lot of trauma bonding.
Hmm.
What is a trauma bond? A trauma bond is a staple that you will only find in abusive and toxic relationships. It's the puzzling bond that happens between an abuser and a victim. You know you're in a trauma bonded relationship when your partner continuously mistreats you, abuses you, neglects your needs, abandons you, criticizes you, cheats on you, and overall is just simply an asshole to you. But despite all this, you still opt to stay in the relationship. The trauma bond can be best described as Stockholm syndrome. It's this weird phenomenon where, despite all the odds of being treated like shit, you still somehow develop a positive feeling and grow attached towards your abuser. Another aspect of knowing you're in a trauma bonded relationship is the constant fear of the relationship ending and losing your partner. There's this visceral sense of panic at the thought of the relationship ending, and you cannot fathom living without your partner, even when every rational cell in your body knows it's not good for you. Come on, come on, you gotta go, come on. No. So the question.
Yes,
Uh,
this is what
yeah.
people do. And that's
Yep.
why you get so many people. They know they shouldn't be together, but one of them begs the other person to come back, and then they come back together, and
And be
it's just a whole
miserable as hell.
right. Because I think about that back. I don't know. I used to. My heart went out to Whitney Houston. I mean, I think about Whitney Houston and
Damn.
Bobby Brown, and I'm like, both of them did a lot of trauma bonding. uh they couldn't stand each other, they hate each other, then they loved each other, and they couldn't stay away from each
Hmm.
other. And finally, I think it wasn't it Bobby is the
I,
one that got the divorce or asked for the, or was it Whitney?
I think it was Bobby.
Yeah.
I think it was a lot in their relationship that uh we'll never know. Like I feel like, and again, it's a feeling.
Hmm.
The is not rooted in any fact, just some observing things that I seen in that movie that they did about
Hmm.
them. I feel like when Bobby went out on his own and he got with Whitney, Clive Davis had a lot to do with suppressing Bobby so Whitney could shine.
Okay.
Um, and Bobby was resentful of that because if you New Edition has been around since forever
Hmm.
for me. They were teenagers when they started out. They've always had success, and them boys worked. They still do. They still
Right.
do concerts and stuff. Them grown ass men is working well within their 40s and 50s. or what,
Right.
however old they are, and still ain't missed a step or whatever. So in that aspect, with his work ethic, and he had hit music, he had talent, he had everything that there was to be where he could have been, but it did not happen. Whether he was with New Edition or by himself, Bobby Brown was a big artist. There's no way in the world he shouldn't have been further along in his career than 2 albums.
I think it's the power that bees, like you said, the
Right,
power that bees.
right. And that's why I'm like, I think Clive Davis had a hand in that because he did the same thing with Phyllis Hyman. Phyllis
And
and
just
yeah, I think they could have came to a wonderful compromise of how to roll her out. You know, she had talent, she had the voice,
she could
but
sing.
my God, yes, I miss
And
that
she was
woman.
beautiful. I mean, even though
Absolutely.
she's
Tall,
not
beautiful, stacked. Yep.
she wasn't even in my generation of, me even listening to, but I have like an old soul. So there's a lot of old music and artists
Hmm.
that I gravitate to. And Phyllis Hyman
Yeah.
was
Was one
absolutely
of them.
incredible. She
Yes,
should have
ma'am.
been like Whitney Houston to me. But she
She was
dealt with
there before Whitney.
exactly, but she dealt with a lot of mental problems as well. She
Yeah,
had some,
she
I
did.
think she was diagnosed with bipolar,
Hmm.
and manic depression. She dealt with a lot of mental issues and some drug
Hmm.
issues as well.
Absolutely.
But she was absolutely incredible, and for her to take her own life, that just goes to show you that she was really dealing with a lot mentally, and
Absolutely.
nobody paid attention to it. Nobody paid attention, and when they did pay attention to it, they just swept it under the rug
The
because
road.
she's my cash cow.
Hmm.
All right, and
Yep.
that's what they do to these artists, like Angie Stone. They put her,
Mm.
they put her talent. To me, she worked with some of the biggest artists. She wrote for some of the most biggest artists. Do you know one of the people that she wrote for and that she even used to work with? She was actually there before Diddy when she worked with, what's his name, Andre Harrell,
Hmm.
uh, and Diddy, before he got way out there, he came to ask Angie Stone. He said, "Can you pray for me?" Because he
Hmm.
was doing some, about to do some weird stuff. But
Yep.
um, her talent should have been just like all of these other people, Beyonce, Rihanna, all these other people, Whitney. But
Hmm.
because she wouldn't sell out, she was not going to cater to these elites. That's why they kept her at the bottom. She really never, to me, grew like she should have, as far as like the I would say publicity and just really just being out there.
Yeah.
Um and God rest her soul. I mean, that really hurt my
Man.
heart. I said, not Angie Stone. This is just
Yeah.
crazy to me.
But I think they said she was in a car accident.
Yeah. And yeah, T Smith, I think Beyonce is an absolutely great entertainer. She can
She
dance.
has a strong work ethic.
Yes, I
Beyonce
can't
does.
take it from her. I can't take that from
Yeah.
her. She's good at what
She
she does.
loves to perform.
She is a performer. She kind
Yeah.
of reminds me of the Tina Turner in our day. You know what I'm
She
saying? Like,
stole she stole Tina's
oh,
entire
absolutely.
swag.
Absolutely. Tina is the original. She's the OG.
The
You know
OG.
what I'm talking about? Like, she is this star. She was where some of these people are trying to get some of their dancing and their work ethic from. Is Tina Turner.
Absolutely. The
Tina
only
Turner would
difference
work.
is Tina
Yeah,
choreographed her own shit.
right. She would work with a broken nose and a black eye. And I'm not
Girl.
making fun of it. I'm just saying
Uh-uh.
that's how these people work. They work, these artists work their butts off. And what do they get
Absolutely.
when they die? Most of them are
Broke.
die broke.
In debt.
Yeah, they die in
Because
debt
all
to
the vultures come out and be like, "Oh, they owe me $20
they owe
from
me. Yeah,
1972." Yeah.
right. That part. I was looking, this is off the subject, and forgive me, guys. Y'all know me. I go everywhere, but remember, I used to love Lorenz Tate. I watched every movie Lorenz Tate did, and it was one
Yeah.
that I was introduced to that I never heard of him in my life, and I had to ask my older aunts and uncles about this guy named Frankie Lyman that
Oh my God. Yeah.
Lorenz Tate had portrayed. And
Yep.
that young man died when he was 25 of a
Mhm.
heroin overdose.
Mhm.
And he died broke. He was
Yep.
absolutely talented. And so he was introduced to drugs at an early age. And it was a struggle for him. It's like a monkey on his back.
Yep.
And I just think about all these talented people that we have had in a black community, and how they're robbed. They're robbed of not only their talent, because like I said, a lot of these executive, they have these people that keep a watch over these celebrities and these musical
Mhm.
artists. And I forgot what they call them, but they are kind of like some of these people. They pretend like they're a manager, but they be introducing them to different people and even introducing them to drugs. And some of these people already have an addictive personality. They get addicted
Yep.
to anything, right?
Yep.
And they have these people get close to these stars and introduce them to these drugs. Then once the star gets on drugs, they start losing some of their talent. The executive, they get upset, and they're trying to say, you got to get yourself together, let's get you in the rehab. But they set these stars up for failure at the beginning.
Absolutely.
They really
Because
do.
during contract time, they don't want you to have enough sense to know that they robbing you blind.
Right. And then what you say, Jay
They
Smart,
about to cash in on your talent, and you gonna benefit the least from it.
they have insurance policies on these stars, especially
Mhm.
some of these rap stars, the rap artists that have passed. They had insurance policies. Their record labels have insurance policy. Why you have insurance policies on on your artists? But because they're gonna die. Like, what is wrong? Like, what, people don't look at this doesn't make sense to me. That they're
Mhm.
gonna die or something like pretty soon, so you're gonna get a insurance life policy on
Mhm.
your artist.
Yeah.
To me, that's weird. So that, to me, is I already letting you know you are being set up to be played. I'm sorry.
Absolutely. It's not enough that they gonna make all the money off you and your talent. Then they gotta
Mhm.
make money off you even when you dead because they hold all the cars. They got your masters. You're not getting them. Those that do have their masters, they try to take out so they can buy them back for pennies because
That
the
part.
artists know how much they're worth, but that family member that was left in charge, they don't have a clue. Any little pennies that you give, which the round number is mainly 10 million,
Mhm.
that seems to be the number in common that everybody gets, and they think they got some money. They done came up
Right.
off 10 million, and the record company done made billions of dollars.
Right. It says Jay Smart says they blacklist Shantae
Be
Moore.
down
And
in a minute.
Shantae Moore is one of the best singers
I'll be
too.
down.
Like, she's really good. She said, fun facts, J Lo's If You Had My Love was written by Shantae Moore, but Puffy and J Lo stole her song without legal ramifications. Moore
Mhm.
was supposed to blow up in 1998. Yeah,
Mhm.
Shantae Moore can sing her butt off.
Man, listen.
you know and so I got to get
And
that.
I'd rather
Yeah,
listen to
Shannon.
her than some damn J Lo.
J-Lo is a good dancer, but she cannot sing, and that
She
is
can't
my
act either.
opinion. Okay, but
She can't
she
act either, but okay.
yeah, she is a good dancer. She's absolutely great. She's for her age, she's still very athletic. She's still she can move, and just like she did when she was in her 20s, but she cannot sing. And the only thing that I saw when in her acting that I saw that she really did that I really enjoyed was Selena when she played the the Mexican singer Tejano singer Selena Quintanilla. She did an excellent job portraying Selena. Now everything else, I kind of liked enough, but she still, to me, it wasn't nothing just great. When she was getting beat up by that guy, abused by her husband, and enough. But
Oh yeah.
but to me, she did with Selena Quintanilla. She did absolutely. She did wonderful in that movie. I enjoyed it, but she is not. I must say, in my opinion, she ain't no singer. Thank you so
Not
much,
even a
Rare
little
Money.
bit.
I appreciate you. You said J Lo is a culture vulture. Point blank. I never liked that heifer. Okay, Jason, I feel you.
Okay.
Thank. Yeah, Jason Mark said I don't like her.
That's
Whoever
what I got out of
whoever
that.
yeah, I got you, honey. I do. I understand. Like I said, I don't have anything. But she one thing I can say about her, she sure can get married. If nobody else can get married, J Lo
Yeah, she can get a man, honey, and
and
she can get them to that altar. But she
yeah,
can't
but she
keep
can't
one.
keep him though. Yeah, so I'd rather eventually get married to keep instead of. Thank you so much, Rare Money. I appreciate you. Okay, bless you, brother. So I done did another 5. Okay, bless you so much. So yeah, I appreciate that. Shout out to Rare Money. He's still my hubby. Don't let Russell. I don't want Russell to hear that. Russell come in with his crazy self.
Child Russell ain't scaring no damn body. He
He
call you
ain't
his baby mama. He wouldn't even give you the title of wife. So get your
right.
head.
Yeah,
He said baby mama.
that thing there, and then gonna talk about I'm gonna marry her. Boy,
He
bye.
better stick with Genesis, and everybody won't nobody get cut.
Yeah, for real though.
Keep everybody safe. You better say Genesis.
The same Genesis. So yeah, rare money, that's my boy. But he said, to be real, we all probably got insurance taken out on us, not like our ancestors. Well, I have insurance, I have life insurance of my own. And then my older sister that helped with raising me, she has life insurance on me as well, just in case if I'm not married by the time of my demise, uh, I will be taken care of. I won't have to do a GoFundMe because I have my own life insurance, and she also has life insurance on me as well. So, that all the arrangements will be taken care of. I won't, nobody has to try to find money. So if I was to die, they don't have to find money to put me in a casket and everything else. So it's always good to have life insurance, you know what I'm saying? But I just didn't understand why they did it for their musical artists. Like, what is something about that? And most of the time, these are the same artists that end up passing away, either by drug overdose, either by some tragic incident that happens. Like, something's with that. But life insurance is a good thing to have. Why I do agree with that. We definitely need life insurance. You said if you have a social security number, you have insurance on you. Oh, okay. I don't see. Look, I don't know if that insurance is going to be enough when you go to and in Dallas we got Golden Gate. So I don't know what kind of name of funeral homes you have there, but I don't think they're going to take that. They want to know how you going to pay for this casket, how you going to pay for this burial. That's what they want to know. And they want that money. Funeral homes, they for the business, they for the money. So they ain't worried about nothing like that. Do you got the money to pay for this person to get in that casket, or in whether cremated or whatever you got going on? Do you have the money? That's what they looking for.
Funeral homes are a racket,
Yeah, they ain't trying to hear nothing about
and they
no
will never be out of business.
at all. at all. Like that's something that you will always have a job. One, I would say a few job occupations you'll always have a job. Hospital,
Yeah.
police, fireman, uh mortician, uh
Hmm.
let me see, what's some other jobs that you will always have a job? Teacher.
Anything in the medical field, the educational field, anything in the
Right.
food market. If you have a grocery store, you would
Ye-
forever be necessary.
Exactly.
Um,
Anything necessary, you
yep,
know.
a lawyer, and like you said, the funeral
Yeah,
homes are a racket.
mortician. So, like I said, and God rest these people's soul. I hope they at peace. Andrew Stone and this young man. Like I said, this is all unfortunate, but this is 2025, and things are gonna get worse. And I don't see them getting any better. I'm sorry, I cannot be. I'm not trying to be pessimistic, but at the same time, I gotta be real. Things are not gonna get better. Things are gonna get worse, right? It's just on how you handle your own life. That's just basically what it is. And if you handle it in a way that keep you kind of your head above water, you're doing good. You're doing great, actually. So let's
Yeah, the
just
same
try.
could be said for the damn government. How people trying to
Yeah,
put it
yeah.
all on. Oh, if this president had did this, then no, no,
Mm.
no. You put your faith in no man,
No,
because men
that's
are
what I'm
flawed.
saying. Especially when you talking about like you was talking about the relationships, you better not put nobody as nobody
Yep.
or better than you over you. Are you crazy?
It's
So
the
like
reason
I
why in
said,
your vows they say for better or worse, because this shit gonna get real dark.
it's gonna get worse. And then say for instance, you sitting up there sick in the hospital bed, and the person you married to are involved with, they worried about how they feeling today. That's not the
Mm,
type of person you want to yoke up with. And when I say yoke up with, I mean connect with, I mean create a life with, create a union with. That's what I'm talking about. And when you
mm-hmm.
dealing with people, you better make sure that you dealing with somebody that you're going to be with for the long haul, and not somebody that's just look good and just make you feel good for with a couple of pumps in you, and then you good for that few little minutes. You better find somebody that actually really want to be with you and want to see y'all live life together.
Yeah,
That's
y'all want to bond and grow together.
right.
Some
So
people get married and then try to suppress the other. Well, you can't be bigger than me. Well, it's for the team.
no, and it's not. And from when I seen marriage, looking at the people that I know, it's a few like the people that I know. They marry for the long haul, and they put up with each other because every day ain't gonna be happy. Every day ain't
Amen,
gonna
sister.
be, oh, I love you. You the best person in that I've ever met. Some
You know,
days you'll get
sometimes
sick
it's
of
gonna
a
be get away
person.
from me. Please get away from
Yeah,
me.
you can't. You can't stand to hear them talk. Your breath stink. They getting on your nerves. They talk too much or whatever. So
Hmm.
there's gonna be days gonna be like that. But for the most part, you love them, and you couldn't. It would take a lot out of you to be without them. So those are the type of things that's realistic. You're not gonna like everything about your significant other, but if you have two people that want to be in there for the long haul, that's half of the battle right there. Not this silly stuff that we see today. Oh, you make me feel good. Like I remember I was watching Monster Ball a couple of years ago, and she's like, "Oh, I just want to feel good." You remember she was with that what's his name, that sheriff or whatever he was. And she said she just want to feel good. But honey, you better be with somebody that make you more than feel good, somebody that wants to be with you,
Right.
somebody want to work things out, because everything ain't gonna be roses. Some days
Uh,
y'all not gonna even want to fool. You don't want them touching you. They irritate you. You know what I'm saying? And then some
hmm.
days they the best person in the world. It just depends on what day it is. So you have to quit being childish and quit looking for somebody to make you feel good. And that's why these people get in relationships. They trauma bond, get in these relationships, and that person end up taking their life because they were so worried about feeling good than what is right, what is
Yeah, it's a
life.
lot of people walking around here half a person, but waiting on somebody to make them whole. No,
Hmm.
that is not my assignment.
Right. Yeah. Thank you, Jay Smart and Billy Bob. Yeah, because I get his name mixed up, Billy Bob Thornton. Because he's from and so you said, I just want you to make me feel. Yeah, that's what she said. She just wants some. That's what most people. We just want somebody to make us feel good. Forget that you might not be here tomorrow. I just want to feel good today. After they done sit up there and like I said, uh uh been in you for a minute or two, and then and then after that, you don't hear from them again. Now that should make you feel worse. Just my opinion, but hey, who am
Right.
I to judge? Hey, Cutting Edge. But yeah, so anyway, I'm gonna get off of here. I got some things I need to do, but I definitely wanted to cover the story. I hope somebody got something from this. Instant gratification, exactly. I hope somebody got
Yeah,
something out of
that's
it.
called that microwave society that we live
Right.
in. We want everything up front, hot and ready.
Exactly. Exactly. It's always like I was saying about the millennials, my group, we wanted instant gratification. It has to happen now. If it doesn't happen
Hmm.
now, then it's not right. I don't want it, right? And this is where we mess up. So and we find ourselves in these stupid situations because we want things now. We want them when we want them. And sometimes love takes time.
Get
So
away from
it doesn't always happen overnight. Uh,
me.
you guys be blessed. Phoenix, you were one of the best co-stars. You were in Rare
Hmm.
Money. I wish that Rare Money could have stayed up here a little longer.
Yeah.
Y'all are some of the best
Instead of being in the
co-stars.
Matrix.
I said my uh co-host. I really appreciate you guys coming up and showing me some love.
Okay.
You have a lot of great insight, and I like how we kind of go off of each other. And
Yeah. Well, that's
no,
how you learn.
right. And hopefully you'll get your channel up soon, so I can come over on your platform and we can
Okay.
discuss some of these things. And
Absolutely.
I was gonna do the live about the women that have they have their whole phase, but
I was waiting on that one.
yeah, and I still might do it, but you have some people on here are so childish and things like that nature.
Because
And
they went through their whole phase and probably still in it. They
they
embarrassed. Did the
still
pit
yeah,
dog
they still in
holler?
their whole phase. I've never been in a whole phase, thank God.
Me neither.
Of
That's
course,
why I wanted to learn about it. Like, what is it? I want to
yeah,
understand it. Because I don't think
my
I've hit my whole phase. Maybe I haven't. I
right.
don't even know.
I haven't had my mouth full of peen or in my my vagina, so I have
Oh,
always
yeah. That's
lived.
just a whole.
Yeah, I've always lived the life that I was proud of for myself.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
and as a young lady, and since
I
I
can
have
look
been
myself
taught
in the
by
mirror.
men and by my father and what not to be and what not
Hmm.
to be as a woman because of what he would show me and things. I know how to carry myself as a young lady. So I was seeing it was a live discussion of basically of a group of women that were talking about them being in a whole phase, and that's what I was going to do a reaction of. So I still might do it to this day. Uh,
Okay.
I was just kind of like, let me go on to something else that's more I would say impending at the time, which would be this story because it just came
Yeah.
out, and a lot of people have definitely uh they've been talking about it. But I wanted to get do a different perspective of it because I don't want to make everything about a black and a white issue, even though we live in a world that sees things for the most part as black and white, right? We
Yep.
can't deny it. Racism still exists, and it's not going
Absolutely.
to go and like Jay Smart until the world ends. So until
Hmm.
then, we will continue having racism because some people are ignorant and they choose to stay ignorant. Period. But when you have people like me and you that know that it's way beyond color, it's more about the character of the person and what the person is offering you and what the person is about in their life, then you understand. So we understand how to. Hey, Willie, Will, we know how to separate that, some people don't know how to separate. I know how to
Right.
look at myself and tell you when I'm being prejudiced or tell you when I'm being biased or generalizing everybody because of what I've been through with one person. Like, I used to be really bad, and this is a confession that I'm making to you guys. I used to be really bad with saying that Mexican people, Hispanic people can't drive, because why? I'm surrounded by a lot of
Yeah.
Hispanic, right?
I'm guilty of that.
Yeah, that in the DFW area, there's a lot. The Hispanic population is very. It's just a lot. It's a lot.
They gotta hurry up and get to where they going, honey.
Right. And so I personally had it bad saying that these damn, I said,
Mhm.
drive, you know what I'm saying? And then I had to stop that because I said, no, it ain't just Mexicans, it's people in general. You have to drive for yourself. You have to drive for yourself and other people.
And others, yep.
Yeah, you can't. So it's not, because sometimes when and this is how I know that I'm growing, because when I would see, when people would cut me off and I look over, I said, so they ain't Mexican, they white or they Asian. So, and I said, I can't be saying all Mexicans can't or all Hispanics can't drive. I'm generalizing people because of a few incidents that I've been in. And so I had to stop.
Especially since they used to say women can't drive and we shouldn't be behind the wheel. So with that, I'm like, you know what?
You can't generalize things like people like so, but I did have that bad, and I had to kind of break myself from that, because when I looked around, I seen it's more than Hispanics can't drive. It's some white folks that can't drive, some black people, some Asians.
And they be trying to drive old and blind.
Then
you still drive like, good Lord, no, you can't. Please hang your keys up, please.
And then you get some in the African groups, they can't drive. So people just can't drive in general. It doesn't matter the color of people. It's about they just can't drive, So we have to stop generalizing everybody and putting everybody in a box. That's number one. So if you haven't learned anything else out of all the stuff we've been talking about, we can't put everybody in a box. We have to separate people from their color and see them for who they are, because it's trash people in every group. Okay, it's crazy women in every group. It's crazy men in every group. So let's just make that clear. I hope everybody heard that, because I don't want nobody under my comments saying I'm being racist or being anything, because I've made it very clear. Okay, very clear what it's about, what I'm talking about. Okay. But we cannot deny that there is some people. Hey, Drip, there is some people that still have racist views. Okay, and we can't deny that there is some people that don't see people as equal. We have a lot of inequality around here. Let's just be real. So we gotta call it spade.
It's everywhere, but it ain't everywhere.
Yeah, we gotta call a spade now. Let's just don't do that and saying that, oh no. Look at the world around you. The difference is you just have to separate it yourself. So hey, CP3. But anyway, love you to Reese's Pieces. I'm out of here. Bye. I'll see y'all guys later. And I appreciate everybody that got me to my goal. Thank you so much. You guys have been a blessing to me. Hope you got something from it. Let's work on our character. Let's work on our inner person. Like I said, we all got a lot of stuff we got to work on. It ain't just you, it's me too. Before I hold anybody accountable in this world, I'm going to look at myself first. And I would suggest that you do the same. So nobody lives in any glass houses. Okay. And nobody has walked on water the last time I checked. So you guys be good, be great. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. See ya.
Salina.
It's a bad baby. Oak Cliff girl. Can't make you change my world. Damn, you're so fine, girl. Oak Cliff girl. Put them heels on and rule.
Welcome to Selena's Couch. where you are welcome to be free to be yourself. So you can lay your head on my couch, on my pillow.
We can do whatever we wanna do now. I'm in my bag right now, and I got a feeling, babe. Yeah, don't be my number one lover. Spend the night making love to each other, with the lights on top of the covers. Just me and you, babe. And I feel like you're my
Love you to Reese's Pieces.
Get you a word. Nana nana boo boo.